This is a Scout Heritage Series video. This episode's on medals and awards.
There are lots of medals out there that you can earn in Scouts, Robbie,
Uh-huh.
and so we're going to go through each one. The first award is the Certificate of Commendation, so you get a certificate and a cloth emblem.
It's awarded for service to scouting worthy of commendation.
So, Robbie, this is my recognition page
Gosh.
on my Scouts, and I got my first certificate of commendation in 2020. So every time you get thanked by someone or you do something for the council or for a national level,
Yeah.
you get a commendation. So, and if you click on the views, you actually get to read the letter that was added to my file for the things that I did.
That's cool.
Yeah, so some of the things I did is I sat on some council stuff. I did something for national, and I attended some special trainings. And the commissioner writes some for years of service. You'll also notice, Robbie, that I got the Medal for Good Service in 2022. And it shows up as well. So all those other medals will show up here. Plus, I got my 5-year service pin.
Nice.
Now, the 5-year service pin you get after 5 years of service. That's not a mystery. The Medal for Good Service I got about 4 or 5 years after. And that's the one that's different from everyone. I've noticed on some scouting forums that some people say that I got it too soon. Some people say I got it about the right time. Some people do 10 years of service, don't see this. A lot of this has to do with the commissioners, I think, or something else. I'm not sure exactly why. Some people who don't get recognized are very sour about this. But I am very grateful that I get a commendation and get the medals. It's a great way to thank Scouts for all the service that they do, Robbie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm very happy with mine. And Robbie, here's yours. Now, for you, because you're a youth, you have your top section awards.
Yeah.
TSA 1 and 2, that's the North Star Award in Beavers and the Cionier Award in the Cubs.
Yeah.
But you also have the Certificate of Commendation,
Oh, yeah.
which is extremely rare for youth to get, but they can get it. And if you were to click on your view, you got it for exceptional service doing all the videos. I think you did like over 50 scouting videos, right?
Yeah.
And so you were put in for a commendation because you've actually influenced other scouting members to go after badges as well.
Yeah.
One thing that you notice, Robbie, is that the Medal for Meritorious Conduct, of which we both won for trying to save someone's life,
Yeah.
doesn't show up in this.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know that this or Gallantry would show up. So if anybody knows, please leave a comment below. The next award is the Medal for Good Service. So for this, you get a certificate, a cloth emblem, but this time you also get a medal that you wear around your neck.
It is awarded for good service to scouting.
So here you see my Medal for Good Service around my neck, Robbie. It's the brown ribbon. And there I'm wearing also the beads. And I'm wearing the McLaren tartan because I'm wearing a kilt. Whenever I wear a kilt, I wear the full McLaren tartan. And if I'm not wearing a kilt, I'll wear the tan with the McLaren patch on the back. So here I'm in full dress, and so whenever you wear full dress, you wear the latest medal. So it is the only medal that I got, so I wear that one. But when I do get the next one, which is the bar to the Medal for Good Service, then I don't wear this medal anymore. I only wear the latest medal. The only indication of the other medals is the emblems on my left pocket. The next award is the bar to the Medal for Good Service, and the bar just indicates that you got it again. As stated before, the emblem gets sewn on my pocket, and then this medal will replace the other brown medal that I had before.
This is awarded for continued good service to scouting.
The next medal is called the Medal of Merit. It's the same scouting emblem, but this time it's in a circle, and it has a green ribbon.
This is awarded for especially good service to scouting.
The next award is the bar to the Medal of Merit. So it's exactly like the green ribbon before, but with a yellow bar through the ribbon.
This is awarded for continued especially good service to scouting.
The next award is the Silver Acorn, which has an orange ribbon with a silver acorn dangling from it.
This is awarded for especially distinguished service to scouting.
The next award is the bar to the silver acorn, and the ribbon has a green stripe through it.
This is awarded for continued especially distinguished service to scouting.
The next award is exclusively for youth in Scouts. It's the Medal of the Maple. You get a certificate, a cloth emblem, and a medal that goes around your neck with a maple leaf and the Scouting logo in the inside of the maple leaf.
It is awarded for distinguished youth service and excellence within the Scouting movement.
The next award is the Silver Maple Leaf. It's a silver maple leaf with the Scouting logo inside, hung with a blue ribbon.
It is awarded for outstanding service to Scouting in excess of 25 years as a member of the executive staff, awarded upon retirement.
The next medal is called the Commemorative Centennial Medal. And if you look at it, on the front side, it says Anniversary 100. And then it has 1907 to 2007. And there's a picture of Baden-Powell in the center. Now, the ribbon has the colors of the Beavers, the Cubs, the Scouts, the Vents, the Rovers, and then it has Scouts again, because Scouts is the original one, I suppose. And on the back of the medal, you have each of the sections as well.
The Centennial Medal was issued by Scouts Canada in 2007 to commemorate the past 100 years and celebrate the beginning of the next 100 years of Scouting in Canada. It was presented to honor youth and adult members and those in the community who have made a significant contribution to Scouting.
The next award is called the Silver Wolf, and it's awarded to leaders. With it, you get a cloth emblem with yellow and green and a matching ribbon that goes around your neck with a silver wolf dangling from your neck.
Awarded for service of the most exceptional character to Scouting, normally of national importance.
So, Robbie, do you remember who this is?
Andrew Price.
That's right. I met Andrew Price, who was the CEO of Scouts at the time. And this is where, Robbie?
Gilwell Park.
That's right, Gilwell Park. That's where we met Andrew, in front of the White House. And did you know that Andrew Price has the Silver Wolf Award?
No, that's cool.
Yeah, so usually there's only like one a year that's awarded. Okay, so it's really difficult to get, right? Because it's usually given it to you when you've done something of national importance. How would you like to see the ceremony where he got the award, Robbie?
Let's see it.
For these reasons and more, and for his service of the most exceptional character to Scouting, we would like to present Andrew with the Silver Wolf.
Robbie, did you know that there was also a Bronze Wolf Award?
What?
Yeah. So it's not something that's in Scouts Canada. It's actually the World Scout Committee that is able to give it every year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So they approached Baden-Powell. So this is a long time ago, and they wanted to get an award. And so that's the award that they're allowed to give. So you can actually get a Bronze Wolf and a Silver Wolf, I suppose. Robbie, did you know that there's also a Gold Wolf Award?
Actually?
Yeah. So this was only by the British Boy Scouts Association. It's called British Boy Scouts because it's a long time ago. But it's very rarely given.
What do you have to do for it?
I'll show you in a second. So it was only given to two people, Robbie. The first person was Prince Arthur, Duke of Connaught and Strathearn.
Uh-huh.
I bet you don't know who that is.
Yep, no idea.
And the second one was Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Oh, really?
Now, it was given to Queen Elizabeth in 1953, which is the year of her coronation, which she looked like just like in that picture when she received it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so she was the only monarch who ever got it, and she, of course, got the Gold Wolf because she's the queen. So we have yet to see if Charles is ever going to get this. If it's something that's going to be repeated. So Prince Arthur, Robbie, do you know who he was?
Nope.
He was the 7th child of Queen Victoria and the 3rd born son of Queen Victoria.
Oh.
All right. So the firstborn son was obviously Edward the 7th. And so because he was a 3rd born son, he got a very important job.
What?
Can you guess what it is?
The Duke?
Yeah, so the Duke of Connaught and Strathearn is a very high title, but he became the Governor General of Canada. All right?
Oh.
Which is really cool because he's the only Canadian, air quotes, to get the gold wolf.
That's cool.
I mean, he lived in Canada for a period as the Governor General, but that's quite a connection to England for Canada, right? So it's I'm kind of proud of this connection that the Governor General of Canada also got a medal.
That's cool.
So Prince Arthur got the medal because he is the sovereign's representative in Canada, and of course Queen Elizabeth got it because she is a sovereign in England. So it was the highest medal that Scouts could give the Queen and a representative in a foreign country. So the silver fox is a cloth emblem that has red and green, same with the ribbon, and dangling from your neck is a silver fox.
The Silver Fox is awarded for service of the most exceptional character to scouting in the international field, performed by persons who are not members of Scouts Canada.
The next award is a certificate for meritorious conduct. With this, you don't get a medal, but you get a cloth emblem that's white and green.
It's awarded for meritorious conduct worthy of recorded commendation, but which does not justify a medal or a bar.
The next award is the Medal for Meritorious Conduct. It is a swing-mounted medal that dangles from a ribbon that's green with a red stripe through it. And dangling from it is a round medal with the Scouts logo in the middle. And you also get a cloth emblem that's red and green, just like the ribbon. So, Robbie, the main difference between a medal for meritorious conduct and the certificate for meritorious conduct is the fact that for the certificate, you would be aiding someone who's having trouble. Whereas the medal for meritorious conduct, a good example would be giving CPR to someone, keeping them alive.
Yeah.
Even if you tried to and they passed away.
The Medal for Meritorious Conduct is awarded for especially meritorious conduct not involving heroism or loss of life.
So, Robbie, the main difference between a medal for meritorious conduct and a gallantry medal is the fact that there's no risk of life or risk for injury, let's say.
Oh.
Here's a picture, Robbie, of us getting our medals of meritorious conduct from the Lieutenant Governor of Quebec.
Yep.
And if you want to see that video, it's a great video. We talk about the events that happened leading up to someone who were trying to save their life, giving them CPR, and it's quite a tragic story. And if you want to see it,
Click on the link above.
the next award is the Award for Fortitude. That is a swing-mounted medal that's pinned to your chest with a purple ribbon and a purple cloth emblem, and it has a star with the Scouts emblem on top of it.
The Award for Fortitude is for a member who carries on to the best of their abilities with their duties and or activities in scouting, despite being challenged in some respect as a result of physical and or mental condition or disease, and continue to contribute to the movement.
All right, Robbie, so I put this chart together, and so at the top you have the British medals, and at the bottom you have the Canadian medals. All right. You'll notice that the Medal for Meritorious Conduct, we have it. It's the exact same medal, okay? The funny thing is that, and I checked this, and I checked with all kinds of British requirements for the medal, and it's not the same.
Oh.
So the same medal in England is called the Medal for Meritorious Conduct, but for that, you basically get it if you're undergoing cancer treatment and still go to your duties with vigor. Right? So they treat that medal like the Award for Fortitude. like we do here. Okay. So the award for Fortitude in England, you would get the Medal for Meritorious Conduct. All right.
Yeah.
So if we went to England, we'd have to explain to them that it's not the same.
Yeah.
Right? So the equivalent for what we got our medal for the Medal for Meritorious Conduct for attempting to save someone's life,
Yeah.
in England it's called the Chief Scout's Commendation for Meritorious Conduct, and you get that for attempting to save someone's life.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's just blue.
Yeah, so it's got a blue
Our
stripe
original.
through it, and it's called the Chief Scout, so it's given by the Chief Scout. So usually in the old days that would have been Baden-Powell.
Oh, makes sense.
Right? So it's like you're getting it from someone else. I mean, that's the only name that's different between the two, kind of, you know? The next award is the Jack Cornwell Medal. So for this, you get a cloth badge, and it's different from all the other badges that you get. This time it has the C for Cornwell, and you get a swing-mounted medal that's purple. So it's similar to our medal for Fortitude in Canada, and you get that same C emblem with the Scouts fleur-de-lis in the middle of it.
The Jack Cornwell is awarded to a youth member based on exceptionally high character, devotion to duty, and specific acts of physical courage, or must have heroically undergone great suffering.
So these are paintings of a romanticized version of how it happened, Robbie. And you'll see Jack Cornwell is all alone by himself with the rest of what is left of the gun, with his entire crew all dead around him. And he has his headset, and he was waiting for orders from the captain, right? And so he was mortally wounded. So he died soon after when he was taken to port. And he was only 16 and a half years old, Robbie, when he did it. I think he lied about his age.
Yeah.
And he was in Scouts.
Oh.
So the ship that he served on was called the HMS Chester, Robbie. And it was part of the home fleet that was fought at the Battle of Jutland, okay, during World War I. And this is the actual gun from the HMS Chester. And the back of it is completely open. It's not at all like the gun turrets that you think of during World War II.
Oh, it's like those big cubes. It's not like that.
Yeah, he's not enclosed at all. So anything that gets hit anywhere else, you'll be wounded by shrapnel from other parts of the ship as well. So it was much more dangerous in World War II.
Jack's great-great-nephew, Alex Siritis, also served in the Royal Navy. Here he is with his uncle's medals.
Jack Cornwell got the Victoria Cross, all right?
Oh.
It's extremely rare to get that. And what's really important to note is that from 1856 to 1920, the Royal Navy recipients would get a blue ribbon. And so since 1920, all ribbons are now crimson. So they did that because of something to do with the RAF. And so seeing a blue Victoria Cross
It's so rare.
is exceptionally rare. So, Robbie, the last Victoria Cross that went up for auction went close for over 2 million Canadian dollars.
2 million?
Because there's so few and people don't sell them. They hold on to them in their family. A few have been stolen and not been found. But the fact that this has a blue ribbon, it makes it even more exceptional.
Do you know how much it would be worth?
No, nobody knows because they don't come up for sale.
Gosh.
So the second medal is the British War Medal, and the last one is a World War I Victory Medal, and it has an oak leaf on the ribbon. Okay, and
I saw that.
Yeah, you see it. It's on the one on the right.
Yep.
And that is to denote that Jack had been mentioned in dispatches. Okay, so when the event was recorded and sent to the Admiralty, they mentioned Jack's name.
Oh,
And so he got that oak leaf on his ribbon for it.
that's cool.
So if you look at the hat that Alex is wearing there in the picture,
Yep.
it says the HMS Iron Duke.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the ship that he serves on.
Oh. This is today's Iron Duke. The third and latest HMS Iron Duke was launched on the 2nd of March, 1991. As the 5th Type 23 frigate, she was commissioned to the fleet in May 1993.
The first HMS Iron Duke, Robbie, was a dreadnought battleship. And it was named after Arthur Wolseley, the first Duke of Wellington. Do you know who that was?
Yeah, he fought against Napoleon at Waterloo.
That's right. He was later a prime minister, so that's a really big honor to have your name, you be named after a battleship, and so they did that for the Iron Duke. So the first HMS Iron Duke, Robbie, the Dreadnought battleship, served as the fleet flagship.
Oh.
All right, so the admiral was on that ship, and it was at the Battle of Jutland at the same time that Jack Cornwell was on the HMS Chester.
Oh, that's cool.
So isn't it fitting that a descendant of Jack Cornwell is serving on the HMS Iron Duke?
Yeah, it's really ironic.
Yeah. One person that we know that got the Jack Cornwell medal, Robbie, was George Zealous.
Oh.
Okay, he was a King Scout rover, and they have his uniform at the museum in Ottawa. And Lord Baden-Powell himself came to Canada and gave it to him for outstanding heroism and cheerfulness in the face of unusual suffering. Okay, and he was from London, Ontario. And he started giving the medal to people who were going through cancer and unusual suffering. It's a little bit different from what Jack Cornwell would have gotten the Victoria Cross from.
Yeah.
But I find that it's only given to youth, and the medal for Fortitude, I think, is only given to, like, Scouters.
Oh.
Like, if you're not a youth, you know? And I don't know if you're a youth, whether you'd get the medal for Fortitude at all if you're getting the Jack Cornwell medal anyways.
Okay.
Right? This is the George Zealous uniform that's in the museum in Ottawa, and if you look closely, it has Rover Scouts epaulets on the shoulders.
Yeah.
And of course it has the Jack Cornwell badge on the left there. So the next batch of awards, Robbie, are Gallantry awards.
Oh.
Now, the Fortitude isn't a Gallantry award, but the Jack Cornwell originally used to be a Gallantry award. Now, these are specifically awards for Gallantry. So the first Gallantry award, Robbie, is a certificate for Gallantry.
Oh.
For this, you don't get a medal. For this, you get a cloth emblem that's red and white.
Awarded for gallantry with slight risk and worthy of recorded commendation.
So the next award is a Bronze Cross. And for that, they decided to go with a ribbon that's blue and red. And so the cloth emblem matches that as well. And if you get it again, you get a bar.
Bronze Cross is awarded for gallantry with moderate risk. And the bar to the Bronze Cross is awarded for an additional and similar act of gallantry.
The next award is a Silver Cross, and it's just a Silver Cross. It's exactly like the Bronze Cross, except this time it has a blue ribbon, and the cloth emblem is just a blue knot.
The Silver Cross is awarded for gallantry with considerable risk. And the bar to the Silver Cross is awarded for an additional and similar act of gallantry.
So this next one is an example of someone getting a Silver Cross, Robbie.
Yeah, so basically, to summarize the whole thing, the person who won the Silver Cross, who got awarded the Silver Cross, went to check how deep the ice was.
That's Billy.
Billy. He fell in. Then Bob, his name was Bob. He went in to save Billy. He went in too. And then Wilbert went to go save the two, but he fell in as well. So then Billy got out, went in to save Wilbert, got Wilbert out, and then Bob just got out on his own.
Right, so for
that's
that,
the whole thing.
Billy got the Silver Cross.
Yeah.
So this example is Brandon Michael Ellis from Windsor, Ontario. He was 13 years old, and he was commended for challenging a youth that was wielding a knife and threatening two girls. All right?
Okay. Oh.
So all Brandon had to do was stand up to him, and the guy got scared and ran away. Right?
Okay.
But if the two examples, they show what a considerable risk is. So in the first case, right, the kids could have died because they could have gotten hypothermia.
Hypothermia, sank, and died.
If they didn't get out of the water, right? And in this case, Brandon could have got stabbed, right?
Or the two girls,
yeah,
too.
so that's considered considerable risk. So, Robbie, the highest award for gallantry is the Gold Cross. All right, and so it's the same cross except it's gold, and the ribbon is red, and the cloth emblem is all red.
Okay.
And then you also get a bar for that as well.
Yeah. The Gold Cross is awarded for gallantry with special heroism and extraordinary risk. And the bar to the Gold Cross is awarded for an additional and similar act of gallantry.
All right, Robbie, so this is something I need to explain before we move on. It says the Bronze Cross here. This is Frank Davis, and he got the highest award in Scouts. In Britain, the highest award
Cross?
is the Bronze Cross. All right, there's a reason for that, which we'll go into. But in Canada, the same award is the Gold Cross.
Yeah.
So our example of the Gold Cross is actually a Bronze Cross, but it's still, you go by the ribbon. So the ribbon is red, you know that it's the highest award from whichever country. We've already seen some differences with Canada and the UK with the Meritorious Conduct Medal, and so this is a difference with that. So Frank Davis got this award for his conspicuous bravery and devotion to duty as a voluntary air raid warden during heavy air raids on London, Robbie.
Oh.
So, Robbie, Frank Davis was an air warden during the Blitz in London.
Oh.
And one night he went out and there was someone that he found. It was a fellow air warden who had a serious eye injury, gave him first aid, and then sent him to a treatment center, and then went back out to make sure everything was okay.
Oh, okay.
So then what happened was it was like a really heavy air raid night.
Yeah.
And so he found another scout, as it happens,
Okay.
trapped in some rubble. So he went into a church ruins and helped to rescue him.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then he went back in to help someone else, and the bomb came and it killed him.
Oh.
Okay? So he was awarded the Bronze Cross posthumously.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he got it after he died. The same way that Jack Cornwell got the Victoria Cross, right? And both of those are made of bronze.
Yeah.
So if you look at the picture, Robbie, you'll see the newspaper clipping, and that was cut out by Frank's sister, Joyce.
Oh.
And they kept that, and the family must have kept that for many years, you know? So, Robbie, this on the left here is a Victoria Cross.
Oh.
Okay, so that's what they look like. They look very much like the Gold Cross or the Bronze Cross that Scouts has.
Yeah.
And it's made from the cannon cascabel, which is the thing in the back there. You see that round thing? That's actually where you would put ropes around it, kind of like to maneuver it and everything. And they cut that off, and then they melt it down. And all Victoria Crosses are made from that cannon. And that cannon was at the siege of Sebastopol, okay?
Oh, wow.
During the Crimean War against the Russians. And it was a really bad war. You can see here there's like trench warfare going on. And it was like one of the worst kind of like battles before World War I.
Yeah.
And it was such a heroic day that Queen Victoria decided to make an award, and so they decided to use the bronze from the bronze cannons because it's kind of like it makes it a story.
Yeah.
So, Robbie, you see the two crosses side by side here. You got a Victoria Cross on the left. Now, they do get darker with time, so it's still the same metal. It's made from bronze. And on the right, you have the Scout Bronze Cross.
Yeah.
So you can see how they kind of like got inspired by that design, right? That Victorian design.
Yeah.
And you'll see that the Victoria Cross is for valor.
Yeah.
And the Scout Award is for gallantry.
Yeah.
Right? So it's very similar things. And both, of course, have the red ribbon.
Yeah.
Okay, Robbie, so one of the things we need to understand is how rare the Victoria Cross is. So let's look at how many Canadian soldiers have served in the Victorian age, okay? Hard to get a number, but in World War I, there were 619,636. In World War II, including women, it was 750,000, so 750,000.
Yeah.
So we could almost assume there's about 1.5 million soldiers that have served since the Victorian age. Today, presently, there's about 60,000 in the armed forces.
Okay,
So
wow,
in peacetime, it's smaller.
That's really small,
Yeah.
actually.
And so I would say it's about 1.5 million Canadian soldiers that have served, okay?
Yeah.
Out of 1,500,000 Canadian soldiers that served, okay, how many Canadians do you think got the Victoria Cross?
10.
10. Out of
100.
100. Okay.
1,000.
1,000. All right.
Final number.
So, Robbie, out of all the soldiers that ever fought for the Commonwealth or were allied with the Commonwealth, because
Yeah.
Americans have also received it,
Yeah.
there was 1,352 men who got it, and I think there was one woman who got it.
Holy. I mean,
And-
that was close.
Yeah. So, out of Canadians, 99 Canadians got it. So,
100. Wow.
yeah, only 99 Canadians got the Victoria Cross
Out of like 26 million.
out of 1,500,000. That's about the ratio that I've come up with. So if anybody knows better, please leave a comment in the comments below. And so a Victoria Cross is also referred to as a VC,
Yeah.
right? And so it's the highest award, and so that's the story of why the Scout cross is going to be the Bronze Cross for Britain.
Yeah.
In Canada, it just became gold because
Gold, bronze, silver, gold.
yeah, because of the Olympics type of thing where we see gold is higher.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, Robbie, so what I did is I decided to make a chart because there was enough differences to really study.
Yeah.
At the top, you have the British crosses,
Yeah.
and their first cross, I mean, it begs a question as to, well, if the Bronze Cross is the highest, what is their lowest cross? And it's called the Gilt Cross.
Why isn't it called a gold cross? It's gold.
No, but because gold is too high. When something is gilded, it means it's not pure gold.
Oh.
So it's kind of like it's shiny, but it's not like the Bronze Cross,
Okay.
right? In England, this makes sense. So the Gilt Cross, and you'll notice that our Bronze Cross has is bronze, right? So it looks like the Bronze Cross, but the ribbon is what you go by, and you'll notice that in Canada, we flipped our colors. So
We did. I just
yeah,
noticed that.
yeah.
I
So
was trying to look and see.
yeah, so it's
Dang.
blue first and then red in England, and in Canada it's the other way around. So our silver crosses are exactly the same, and the colors here are going to be slightly different, whatever,
Yeah.
but they're probably exactly the same.
Yeah, ours looks gold, but probably
Yeah.
the same.
Now you got to remember that on one of the earlier examples I showed that the proper way to get this is that your name would be engraved on the back.
Yeah.
Victoria Crosses are done that way, and they have a secret code that only people who make the Victoria Cross understand to identify it as a real Victoria Cross.
Oh.
I don't know if Scouts does that or not. And I say that because Victoria Crosses can be worth like millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And that Victoria Crosses, you can have an entire video just on that. And then, of course, you have the Gold Cross for us, and we decided to go with the red ribbon as well.
Yeah.
All right? So that's all the differences between the UK and Canada.
Yeah.
All right, Robbie, so another thing worth talking about is the color of the ribbon. So in England, bronze is higher than the silver, which is weird, right? So in Britain and in Canada, the red ribbon are used for first place.
Yeah.
Okay, and in the US, the blue ribbon is first place. It's also a blue ribbon is also in France. Okay, so whenever you get a prize, you get first place ribbon. It would be blue in France and in the US, and in Commonwealth countries, Canada and the UK, you would get a red ribbon.
Okay, that's
Okay.
interesting. And then white is...
Yeah, white is third, and then there's other colors for fourth. There's actual, I think it's yellow or something, but third is white in both countries. Now, one of the ways you can look at it is, red is a prominent color in England, the red coats, right? And in the U.S., it's the blue coats during the War of Independence in the U.S., right? And so that might be the reason why they just decided to go with that color. And, of course, the French have blue as their colors as well, right?
Yeah.
So here's an example in Scouts, right? The Boy Scouts of America has the regatta ribbons,
Yeah.
and blue is the first place at the top. You see that? Second place is red. And at the bottom, there's you with the red ribbon.
and a trophy.
Yeah, and the trophy. And Mania has a medal, and she has the blue ribbon for second place.
Yeah.
Now, these ribbons in Scouts Canada, I was looking for a better example as far as the picture goes. It's really hard to find, but the Scouts Canada doesn't have ribbons anymore for Cub cars. So these were really old, and I wouldn't have known this exactly had I not found these in the locker, and then I gave them away, and it's done. So there's the example in Scouts as well, where the ribbons have followed that national color code. So the next medal is the Medal for Long Service, and you see it there with, it's kind of like a slice of log. You could see the growth rings in the log, right? Yeah. With a Scout's emblem in the middle. And the cord that goes around your neck is multicolored. And if you look at it closely, it's every color that represents each section, right?
Blue, green, yellow.
Yeah, so you have the brown for the beavers. You have the yellow for the Cubs.
Oh, it goes into the yellow.
Yeah. You have the green for the Scouts, blue for Vents, and red for Rovers. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and then I think around is just like...
Yeah, and then you get that cloth emblem as well. And in the old days, this medal would have been swing mounted, and then it went to going around the neck. You also get a 10-year pin. Yeah. And there's a problem right now, recently, is that these are on back order, and a lot of people are complaining that they haven't gotten it yet. Ooh. And, it's really important to get these things. You always want to thank a Scouter for especially for 10 years, right? Yeah. So we hope that everybody gets it quickly. All right, Robbie, so these are the pins for years service, right? I just got my 5-year pin.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get my 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I should ask for them. Just because we do these kinds of things, right? Yeah. And I would like to get those 4. I'm going to ask for them. And then there's the 10 that we just talked about. And then it goes in increments of 5 after that. Yeah. So you have 15, 20, and it goes all the way up to 60 years. Okay, and then there's no 65, and then there's a 70.
And then there's a 75.
Well, the 75 and the 90 are examples would have been all the same numbers, and those are 2 BSA stars.
Oh, so okay. I can get that.
We'll get you a BSA star if they don't have one in Canada, because you deserve it for all the years that you've done if you do keep going. Okay, good for you. Yeah. And the thing is that those stars are the same as what Britain has. So Scouts Canada just decided to go with the Scouts Canada at the bottom with the lettering, and then it decided to go with the fleur-de-lis. But in the old days, the stars would have been the way that they did it in England.
Oh, okay.
So Robbie, if you look closely, in the earlier days, they didn't have numbers on the stars. Oh. So they would also have cloth. So the 3 there represent 3 years of Scouts. Oh. Right? And I guess 2 years of events or Rovers. Leave a comment in the comment section. So that's what it would have looked like above your lapel. Oh. Or above your flap, your pocket flap. So you see the guy on the left has like a 2nd rank of stars going. Oh, yeah. So later on what they did is they started putting numbers in it. So this one here means 3 years of Scouts, and then like 3 years of Rovers or something. And then you got different, those different colors are for each section, right? Okay. So what that does is it just leaves 1 star per section rather than like, 10 stars on your uniform, right? Yeah. So you replace 3 green stars with 1 green star with the number 3 in it. Okay. So the color codes are yellow for Cubs, green for Scouts, red for Rovers, and Scouters is khaki or blue is what I found. Okay. There's no Beavers, of course, and I guess there's no Vents. So I guess they were Rovers after Scouts.
That's interesting.
Of course, what's puzzling is that there's a 27 there with the green cloth, right? You
don't do Scouts for 27.
Yeah, you don't do Scouts, so maybe it's a Scout leader, or maybe someone who didn't know what these were for just put that the year thing. And why is there 27? I've never seen 27.
There's also a 30.
Because, if the old stars, the new stars go by 5s, these have to be very specific because they represent how many years you did in a section.
Yeah, and
right?
there's also a 23.
Yeah, so leave a comment if you guys know what this is about.
Yeah.
And of course, the thing that we actually do on our uniform, because we don't put our pins on our uniforms specifically, right?
Yeah.
Is what we do is we do silver bars and gold bars, right? So if you get 1 year, it's 1 silver bar, and if you do 5 years, you get 1 gold bar to replace those 5 bars.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't do that and you did a lot of years, you'd have a lot of silver
I
bars.
have 5 silver bars right now.
Yeah, you have 5, so you're going to get a gold.
Yeah.
And 1 silver.
Yeah.
So, Robbie, this is the day that I got my medal for good service, and you got your North Star badge for beavers, right? And there you are in your scout uniform, in your Cub Scout uniform.
Yeah.
And this is the day we met Scouter Pavlidis.
Oh.
And that's his arm. So, so those are the bars that we talk about. So each of those gold bars are worth
5 years.
5 years. So you count that up, it's 87 years.
Yep.
Right?
And this is old.
This was 3 years ago, so he's earned an extra gold bar. So he has 18 gold bars for 90 years.
Holy.
And if you look at the very top, you see the 1967 badge, right?
Yeah.
I have the you and I both have the
2017
2017 badge.
Yeah.
So he was in Scouts in 1967. I wasn't even born yet, Robbie. So he's been in Scouts for quite a long time. And it looks awesome, like seeing all those gold bars. Because if you're a Scouter, you know what those mean. And you'll never see that many bars again in your life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's rare. It's extremely rare to see.
Yeah.
So the next award to talk about, Robbie, are non-scouting awards that we're allowed to wear on our uniform.
Yeah.
Right? So this is you and I getting the Silver Cross from Guy Langlois, the CEO of St. John's.
Yeah.
St. John's Ambulance. So we get a certificate and a pin, and the full name is the Most Venerable Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, Priory of Canada. All right, Robbie?
Wow.
It's pretty long, and it's like, this goes back to the Knights, right? Like the Templars, the Hospitaliers, and those kinds of guys, right?
Yeah. The gold pin is awarded for risk to life, and the silver one is awarded for non-risk to life.
So, for example, Robbie, I did CPR on someone, and so I got a silver, right? You and I. And if we were to pull out the body out of a burning car, then we would have gotten the gold.
Yeah.
So the pin is placed on the left pocket, just below the cloth awards, as you can see here, right? And that was told us by Victor Knowles, who is the aide to camp to the lieutenant governor, and so he's got a similar award, and it's the pin that you would get if you were aide to camp. Do you recognize what that coat of arms is?
The lieutenant governors, no?
Well, it's the coat of arms of Quebec.
Oh, yeah.
So lieutenant governor is a representative of the king in Canada, so he gets to wear that because he's the aide de camp. And so similarly, we have like a leather strip that we pin our award to.
Yeah.
So there's what it looks like on your pocket, right? And you have 2 cloth emblems there.
Yeah.
You have the certificate of commendation.
Yes.
And your Meritorious Conduct Medal.
Yep.
And then you have your St. John's pin underneath it.
Yeah.
Right? These are very rare for a kid to get. Right?
That's why the pocket's tiny.
Yeah,
bigger
that's
pocket.
why the pocket's tiny.
We might need to sew a bigger pocket.
Yeah. So you'll notice something different with Victor's shirt. Robbie, what is it?
He has army medal.
That's right.
You don't.
So you're allowed to have army medals. There's a lot of people who have opinions as to what should be worn. Even the lapel thing, pin being worn on a leather strip like that is disputed by some people. But we go with Victor because he's kind of like the guy in charge of medals in Quebec.
Yeah.
Right? And so there's some people who say you shouldn't mix military medals with scout medals, and Victor is one of them. He refuses to wear his scouting medals on the pocket flap like I have, right on top of his army medals, and that's his decision to do so. Now, one thing you should never do is complain to a scouter that you shouldn't be wearing that.
Yeah.
Right? Don't do that. Robbie, can you think of anybody else who wears military medals on their scouting uniform?
Yeah, Scouter Pavlidis. But you know what else I noticed?
What's that?
So he has the first row with scout medals like us.
Yeah.
And then the second row with army medals like Victor.
Yeah.
And then he has 2 Scout medals and then an Army medal, and then it goes back to Scout medals.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. So some people would have an opinion as to whether this should be done, or if it is going to be done, maybe the scouting medals should be in the same row, like grouped together, right? So the thing is that there's a lot of people online say that there's no official things that are written.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've tried looking for it, and again, if you're in the military and you're serving, you should always be allowed to wear your medals. And in scouting, people wear their scouting medals in official functions if they're in uniform as well.
Yeah. So, for example, I wore my Scout medal when I was in full dress for my graduation. If you want to see the video where I bagpipe my grad class into the gym, click on the link above.
And of course, Robbie, there's one other person who used to wear his medals on his scouting uniform. Can you guess who?
I don't know.
Well, Robbie, it's Baden-Powell.
Oh!
Right? So Baden-Powell had tons of medals, and that is for another day. That's the story for another day, okay?
Yeah.
So, Robbie, do you know what kind of mounting this is?
No, but I know some of these are swing mounted.
Yeah.
Normally neck mounted, I meant.
Yes, that's right. So this is what's known as a court mounted, okay?
It looks good.
So usually if they're on their own on your uniform, they're swing mounted.
Yeah.
And these belong to Matthew Weber.
Oh.
And he's decided to wear his medals this way. Now you'll notice how many of those are usually go around your neck?
One. That I know of. 3.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what the first one is.
Yeah, so the first one is a Silver Jubilee medal that usually goes on your, it's swing mounted, and then next it's the
Maple.
the maple.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the next one is the Centennial Medal, and then it's the bar to the Good Service Medal, which is also around your neck. The Centennial Medal is just a swing mounted, and then the last one is the
Long Service Medal.
Long Service Medal, that's right. And the Long Service Medal used to be swing mounted, and then it became around your like a medal around your neck around a cord.
And also, that's not what that looks like, because it's a cord.
Yeah. Well,
That's
in
different.
the old ribbons were just green ribbons.
Oh, okay.
So, Robbie, do you want to guess what side these medals are going to be on?
The right, yeah, the right.
The right on our right. On his left, or
On his left.
On his left, okay.
Yeah.
So, Robbie, this is the side that it's supposed to go on. It's supposed to go on the right side. All
So
right?
his right.
Yes.
Our left, yeah.
That's right. So it's the same place where we put our medal, right? Our meritorious conduct. And the thing is that he also has a Silver Jubilee medal there. Mm-hmm. And it's not supposed to be on that side. It should be on the other side, some people say. Mm-hmm. But Matthew's argument is that he got it as a scouter.
Oh,
right? Because military guys in the military get it, right? Veterans. But also scouters can also get it for being in scouts.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Sometimes you get scouters who get it because they're veterans and they get it for that. But Matthew got it because he was a scouter.
Yeah.
So
he should be.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a point, right? And the other thing is, some people say that there is some indication that you're supposed to wear it this way, and other people argue for the medals to be on the other side. But as far as I know, I think this is the right way.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Yeah. So this is Scouter Pavlidis, okay? And you'll notice that he's wearing 2 different uniforms, Robbie. Well, they're actually blazers with corresponding scout patch and military patch.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so on the left, he's wearing a scout uniform.
Uh-huh.
And on the right, he's wearing a military uniform. Mm-hmm. All right, with his regiment. You can tell by the crest on the actual jacket.
Yeah.
On the left, he's wearing his scout medals on his right breast.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's wearing his military medals on his left.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the way you're supposed to be. That's what people say you should be wearing it, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, on the right, he's wearing his military medals, and he's not wearing his scout medals because you're not supposed to wear your scout medals on your military dress.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so these are the vests that veterans usually wear, and so the only scouting medal he has on the right
Yeah.
is the silver bar to the silver acorn.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so he's allowed wearing ones around his neck because it's not on his jacket.
Yeah.
Is the way that I guess Scouter Pavlidis thinks about it. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I mean I like seeing scouting medals for sure. So to recap, Robbie, this is us wearing our scout medals on our right breast pocket.
Yeah.
Right? All right, Robbie. So if you zoom in on the scouting medals, you'll notice that the first medal is a silver acorn, right? But in the previous picture, we've seen that he has the bar to the silver acorn. So this was just swing mounted before that. Okay, the next one looks like what?
It's a red ribbon with a cross, therefore it's a gold cross.
Yeah, it looks like it's a gold cross.
Yeah.
Then the next one I think is a Meritorious Conduct Medal, maybe an older one.
Maybe that's the merit and the other one's the Meritorious. Or something.
No, I think, well, one is the Medal of Merit, the next green one with the gold, and maybe the first one is the bar 2.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
But they're not even the same color, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the brown one is easy to figure out. It's the Medal of Good Service.
Uh-huh.
And then the next one,
Long service. And then the 2007 Centennial.
Centennial Medal.
Centennial, yeah.
So the only thing about this is that here's the interesting thing. When you get your service medals, you're only supposed to wear the latest one, right? Around your neck. But if it's court mounted like this, I wonder if you can wear them all at the same time. You know, I mean, he earned them all at some point, but, you know, it's protocol around your neck that you only wear the latest one.
Yeah.
Okay, so Robbie, this guy is Frank Coombs.
Oh, okay.
And he was in the Boer War with Baden-Powell, and he was 17 years old at Mafeking.
My.
Okay?
17?
He was 17. And so...
He lied about his age.
No, I mean, you had the 9-year-old kids that were part of the first...
wolf cannons.
That's right.
Yeah,
the first Boy Scouts, actually, right? And so you have here he got the silver acorn, and I don't know if there was a bar or not back then, but what I wanted to show you is that's a long service medal.
3 bars?
No, I think it's 2.5. You see the middle bar? It looks like it's half the width because he's got 25 years of service. Right? 25 years of service. So it says that it's a silver acorn. He also got the silver wolf, which is somewhere else. So he's gotten like some major awards. And I just wanted you to see a service medal, a long service medal that's swing mounted instead of around your neck.
Wait, Dad.
Yeah.
So the medal is 10.
Yeah.
2 bars that's 30.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And then half a bar is 5. So it's not 35?
35 years, yeah. I mean, the card says 25 years.
Maybe once you get the medal, they just stop counting that, or once you get a bar, they.
I don't know. Let's hope for someone to leave a comment because I mean at this point we've gone over a lot of stuff. I'm hoping we get a lot of comments to answer some of our questions.
Yeah.
So Robbie, these are some non-scouting medals that a scout can get because we're in Scouts. We can get Sovereign's medals.
Yeah.
So there you have the anniversary of the Confederation of Canada medal. Then you have the Sovereign's Medal for volunteers. You have the Platinum Jubilee that's Canadian. And the Platinum Jubilee down right, bottom right, that's the British version. All right. And so the Canadian version has different ribbons. And that's a common thing. Sometimes the shield will on the back will be slightly different as well. And it'll say Canada on the medal.
Right?
It does
say Canada.
Yeah, so this one says, And then you have the Golden Jubilee, and it goes all the way back, right? Right, and then it's got the Diamond Jubilee as well. So these are all medals that can be worn on the uniform, and whether it's on the left or the right, sometimes it is unclear. Just to give you an example, Robbie, the Confederation medal that was awarded in 1992 was awarded to 42,000 Canadians. And to get it, you have to do a significant contribution to your community.
Okay.
Right? Also worth noting, Robbie, the Platinum Jubilee that was given in 2022, right, was not given in Quebec.
Oh.
Okay, it's considered a provincial medal here because there wasn't a national medal that was made. And so Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Manitoba, Prince Edward Island, Saskatchewan, and Alberta gave them out.
Oh.
But not in this
Not in
province
Quebec?
because it's Quebec. And Quebec has always got to make things difficult for people, right? So
Come on.
that's the way it is. Okay, Robbie, so the last group of medals that I want to talk about
Yep.
are the Decorations for Bravery,
Oh, okay, yeah.
which are national medals,
Oh.
right, that any Canadian can win.
Oh, that's cool.
The first one on the left is the Cross of Valor,
Uh-huh.
which is the highest cross. It's a red cross, and all the medals have a Canadian maple leaf surrounded by a wreath, and in this case, it's a red ribbon that hangs around your neck.
It's awarded for act of the most conspicuous courage and circumstances of extreme peril.
The next medal is the Star of Courage, which is a star with a Canadian maple leaf and a wreath around it in the middle. And then it also has little maple leaves sticking out from each point of between each points of the stars.
It's awarded for acts of conspicuous courage and circumstances of great peril.
And the last medal is the Medal of Bravery, which is a round medal, and it's got the Canadian maple leaf with a wreath around it, and I believe it's also swing-mounted.
It's awarded for acts of bravery in hazardous circumstances. After doing the research for this video, we've seemed to learn a lot.
Yeah, I certainly learned a lot. I learned a lot about the Victoria Cross and all the various scouting medals. It was very difficult to find a lot of the information, a lot of accurate information in terms of medals. And I always get excited when I meet a scouter with a medal that I've never seen before, or even a scout with, but I know we both know all the badges that a scout can earn.
Yeah.
The medals have always been a mystery, and
Yeah.
some of the awards, especially the ones that are like not scouts related, but are able to be worn on a uniform, right?
Yeah.
Like the Silver Cross of Jerusalem that we wear.
Yeah.
It seems like an odd thing. So it was a real pleasure doing this video, and if we got anything wrong, and if you want to add anything, please let's fill those comments, right?
Yeah. If you like this video, why don't you check out our scouting playlist? That's it for this week for Scouts.
He's Robbie.
And he's Dad.